Okay students, let's see the continuity of 13th group. Okay, what we call it is boron family also. Today we are going to discuss about some important boron compounds. Important compounds of boron. In that, one of the important compound is B2O3. B2O3. Today we are going to discuss about this compound. So, what is B2O3? B2O3 is called boron trioxide. Boron trioxide or B2O3 is called boric anhydride. Okay. B2O3 is anhydride of boric acid or orthoboric acid. Anhydride means without water. Orthoboric acid, what is the formula? H3BO3 or you can also write BOH taken thrice. Okay. So this orthoboric acid consists of water. When remove the water molecule from this compound, we get this one. So anhydride means without water. Anhydride means without water. Okay. B2O3 is an acidic oxide. That means which nature it has? Acidic in nature. Okay. It is a white hydroscopic solid. Hydroscopic means it absorbs the moisture. Moisture means water vapor. It absorbs that means it interact with water vapor. That compound is called as hydroscopic. Okay. Preparation of B2O3. How to prepare B2O3? So when boron interact with atmosphere oxygen, it undergoes heating. Delta, we call it is. Meaning of this one, heating. Atmosphere oxygen heating with boron, it produce boric anhydride. Okay. So and also orthoboric acid. Heating with red hot, that means high heating at high temperature. So it gives B2O3 plus H2O. Okay. So what we call it is orthoboric acid. So these are the boric anhydride preparation. Okay, clear ma up to? And next one, B2O3 interact with moisture. Okay, it produce orthoboric acid or boric acid. What is that formula? H3BO3. Okay, let's see the equation. B2O3 treated with H2O, it produces metaboric acid. What we call it is metaboric acid. That is the first step. This metaboric acid further undergoes hydrolysis. It produces orthoboric acid. Okay, clear? What we call it is orthoboric acid. That means boric anhydride interact with moisture, it produces metaboric acid. This metaboric acid further undergoes hydrolysis. Addition of water is called as hydrolysis. That means moisture, like water vapors. Okay. Okay. So I think we just discussed about. That means orthoboric acid consists of water or not? Hydrated, addition of water. So by the adding of water to B2O3, it becomes orthoboric acid. Okay. So we just discussed in the above case, that is B2O3 is an anhydride of orthoboric acid, H3BO3. How it is happened? How? Let's see this. So let us take this one, H3BO3 orthoboric acid. Remove one H2O, remove the water molecule. Remove the water molecule. Now it is become as H. Out of 3, 2 hydrogens are removed. Then it is 1 hydrogen here and 1 boron, HbO2. HbO2. What we call it is metaboric acid. Metaboric acid. Now take that metaboric acid. Okay. Remove one more water molecule from this one. It gives B2O3, boric anhydride. Boric anhydride. Keep 2 here. Okay. 2 hydrogens, and out of 4 oxygen, 1 oxygen is eliminated and 3. So balance here. Okay. Now what it is? Boric anhydride. Boric anhydrated. Boric anhydride. That means without water. Without water. Okay. So that means this is orthoboric acid, am I right? When we remove the water molecule, then it is become anhydrated. So it is anhydrate of orthoboric acid. Anhydrate means we remove the water one by one from boric acid. It gives a compound that is boric anhydrate. That means no water present in it. Okay. So therefore B2O3 is an anhydride of H3BO3. Okay. Hydrated means water. Anhydrated means without water. Okay. Okay. Is it clear, students, up to? And let's see now. B2O3 with magnesium, which is called metal. Okay, with magnesium, what it gives? Magnesium oxide, okay, and boron. Okay, that means balance this one, 3 magnesium and 2 borons here, magnesium oxide. If you compare the reaction B2O3 to this one, here boron consists oxygen, am I right? There is no boron after the reaction, am I right? So here magnesium is called reducing agent. That means magnesium remove the oxygen from B2O3. The substance which remove the oxygen from the oxide is called as reducing agent. Here magnesium attract this oxygen and become magnesium oxide. So it is called as reducing agent. Okay. Here B2O3 and this compound, compare these two states. Here B2O3 lose the oxygen, am I right? It lose the oxygen. Okay. So loss of oxygen is called as reduction. Which reaction takes place? Reduction. Reduction means loss of oxygen takes place. Clear? So here B2O3 consists of oxygen, but here there is no oxygen at boron. That means boron loses the oxygen. So loss of oxygen is called as reduction. Okay? So that means B2O3 reduced. Reduction means we call it is reduced. Okay? And here if you compare these two, this magnesium gain the oxygen, am I right? Magnesium gain the oxygen. Gain of oxygen is called oxidation. So here what happened? This magnesium gain the oxygen, am I right? And it becomes MgO. This is called oxidation. Clear? So this is important. Okay. Magnesium acts as a reducing agent in the above equation. Why it is remove the oxygen from B2O3. Okay. And next one, B2O3 can able to interact with strong acidic oxides like P4O10. Okay, P4O10. So let's say this B2O3 when interact with P4O10, which is called strong acidic oxide, simply strong acid it is. Okay, so which gives BP O4. Okay, BP O4. That balance the equation for borons. Okay, and for phosphorus and 2 3 is 6 plus 10 16, 4 4 is 16 oxygen. Okay, so you should remember this one, very important. This is strong acidic oxide, acidic character it has. Okay, remember this. And the next important reaction here, reaction of B2O3 B2O3 boric anhydride interact with what it is, cobalt oxide. Cobalt oxide, we call it is metal oxide. Cobalt is a metal with oxygen, metal oxide. Okay, so which gives CO BO2 taken twice. Okay, we call it is metaborates. Simply we call it is cobalt metaborate. Cobalt metaborate, which is in blue color. Blue color. Due to this cobalt, this is called bead. What we call it is bead. Bead means, you know, very color glasses, you know, blue color glasses. So suppose if you want to prepare blue color glasses, we add this compound, that means cobalt content compound, cobalt metaborate. This gives the blue color to the glass. Okay, so here we call it is bead. This is the basic reaction of our basis of Borax bead test. We will discuss now about Borax bead test. This is the one of the important step in the Borax bead test. So when boric anhydride interact with metal oxide, not only cobalt here, iron, nickel, copper, okay, chromium also. So metal oxide, it gives cobalt metaborate or metal metaborates. Okay, these metaborate source colors, metaborates shows the colors. Okay, here in the case of cobalt, it gives a blue color bead. What we call it is bead. That bead is here blue color bead. So nothing but of glass material, glass. Okay, blue color bead. This test is called Borax bead test. We will discuss about special about this one. Okay. Let us see one more example for this type of reaction here. That is, suppose SO3. We can also write this copper sulfate, am I right? Copper sulfate, SO4, copper sulfate, which is in blue color. It is a salt. This can write as like this. Okay, both are same. Okay, this when treated with boric anhydride, okay, it gives Cu or simply CuO and B2O3 plus SO3. This is sulfur dioxide. Now in this copper sulfate, the sulfur trioxide SO3 volatile nature. Volatile means easily evaporated. In this salt, this SO3 part is called as volatile part. That means easily evaporate. So B2O3 joined in this place. Am I right? CuO as usual. So B2O3 enter in this place. Am I right? So here B2O3 displays the volatile part of salt, that is SO3, and it produces metaborates, okay, which are color beads, okay. So we can also represent this compound as CuBO2 taken twice, okay. So here due to this copper, it gives blue color bead. In the case of cobalt we see blue color. In the case of copper, this is also gives blue color. So this is called here copper or cobalt basic radicals. So why glass bead shows colors? That means due to the existence of copper and cobalt here, blue color. Okay, so these are the basic radicals. Why the glasses having different colors? Okay, in the manufacturing. Okay, so very important. The same reaction also we can observe in the case of chromium also. Okay, let's see the equation. When interact with B2O3, okay, so remove this volatile which is volatile gas, and what about the remaining one here? Cr2O3 dot 3 B2O3. Okay, clear ma? So due to this chromium, it gives blue color bead. Okay, due to chromium, we can also represent this structure to CrBO2 taken thrice. This expression as, okay, both are same. Okay, and we can represent this as chromium sulfate. What we call it is chromium sulfate. Name of this, both are same. Okay, here 2 chromiums, 3 3 is 9 oxygen, 3 12, and 3 sulfurs we have. Okay, both are same. So due to the chromium here, it shows blue color. So here this is also chromium metaborate. Okay, and let us see the next compound in the important compounds of boron, that is borax, and also we call it is tetraborate or sodium tetraborate, or we call it is tinkal, or we call it is suhaga. Okay, here 3 types of borax we have. One is Na2B4O7 10H2O and Na2B4O7 5H2O and Na2B4O7. Okay. This is anhydrated borax. That means no water molecules here. No water molecules, clear. This is also called as borax glass. Borax glass. This is called, how many water molecules here we have? 5. Pentahydrated form of borax. Okay. This is decahydrated form of borax. Deca means here 10. How many water molecules in this? 10 water molecules. Here it is 5 means penta. So this means this structure is called as octahedral borax form. Octahedral borax. This one is prismatic form. What we call it is? Prismatic form of borax. These are the three types of boraxes. One is prismatic borax or decahydrated form of borax, and another one is pentahydrated form of borax or octahedral borax. Clear? And anhydrated or borax glass. Okay, there is no water molecule in this case. Okay, so when we obtain this decahydrated boron from here, so this borax available when solution, that means borax solution, borax with water, heated at ordinary temperature, ordinary temperature means 23-25 degrees Celsius, nearly ordinary temperature, by the crystallization. So crystallization means like crystalline salt. Okay, when we use this crystallization term here in the case of purification, the compound which is crystallized, it is clearly purified. Okay, purified compound is in the form of crystallized. Okay, remember this. So crystalline state means pure state. Remember this. Okay, and this one is crystallized at 60 degrees Celsius. At 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, and let's see about borax here. What we call it is borax glass. Borax glass. Is it clear up to? It is a colorless. It cannot stable in moisture. Moisture means water in the form of vapor. Okay. So not stable means it can absorb the water vapor. Water vapor. Clear? When borax absorb the water vapor, it becomes gradually decahydrated borax. Decahydrated borax by absorbing the water. Let's see the corresponding equation here. treated with water, that is moisture, it absorbs the moisture, it gives NaOH, which is called strong base. Strong base. Base means what we call it is alkali. Basic nature means alkali, and orthoboric acid. Orthoboric acid. So how many hydrogens here we have? 14. Clear? Here 12 plus 2, 14. 2 sodiums here, 2. 4 borons here. Clear? And 7, 14 oxygens here, and 12 and 2 hydrogens. Clear? So remember this, it is orthoboric acid is a weak acid. Remember this. Okay? Not here. H3BO3. We can also write as BOH taken thrice also. Am I right? It is a weak acid. Clear? And the most important point regarding this, it is called as monobasic acid. Monobasic acid. So what is monobasic acid means? Acid has basicity. What is basicity of an acid? So number of H plus ions released by an acid with a particular base is called as its basicity. Okay? Suppose in this case, this orthoboric acid release 1 H plus when dissolved in water. This orthoboric acid when dissolved in water, how many H plus it gives? 1 H plus. So it gives only 1 H plus. So it is called monobasic acid. It is acid. Clear? Okay? It gives 1 H plus. Mono means 1. So acid has basicity. Number of H plus released by an acid with a particular base or in aqueous, it called as monobasic basicity of an acid. Here it releases 1 H plus, so it is called monobasic acid. Okay. The same phenomena will also discuss in stoichiometry also and solutions. Okay, and chemical equilibrium also we will discuss that. Okay. So this is just introduction of borax. And what about, and not one more point here, Tincol consists 45% of borax. Okay. Now preparation of borax. Preparation of borax. Na2B4O7. Okay, clear? Let's see. So one method from orthoboric acid. From orthoboric acid. So what is orthoboric acid? H3BO3. When treated with sodium carbonate, or we call it is soda ash. Okay, sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate. Clear, master? So it gives borax and CO2 and H2O, carbon dioxide. Okay. So how many hydrogens here we have? 12 hydrogens. Here we have only 3, so keep 4 here. Okay. And let's see, 4 borons here, 4 borons, and oxygens here, 4 3 are 12, 12 plus 3, 15, 7 plus 6, 13, 13 plus 2, 15, clear? 2 sodiums and 2 sodiums. This is borax here, okay? Borax or borax glass. Okay. One more method, that is from colaminate. From colaminate, from anhydrated colaminate, it is also important one. What is colaminate? Colaminate means Ca2B6O11 5 moles of H2O. So water is there, so it is hydrated. Anhydrated means without water, that is Ca2B6O11 treated with sodium carbonate, which gives calcium carbonate and borax and sodium metaborate. What we call it is sodium metaborate. Okay, this is called borax here. Okay, calcium carbonate. Okay, students. So these are some important methods for the preparation of borax. Okay. And let's see important chemical reactions of borax. Okay. Now in this very important reaction we have, that is action of heat. Action of heat. Action of heat, we call it is specially borax bead test. Borax bead test. What is borax bead test here? Why we should use this test? Okay. This borax bead test useful to identification of basic radicals. That means already we discussed in the above equations, that is blue color bead in the case of copper, that those are called as basic radicals. Okay, identification of basic radicals in qualitative analysis. Okay, so what is meant by qualitative analysis? Quality and quantitative analysis. Quality means what is present inside the compound. That analysis is called as qualitative analysis. Suppose in a particular compound magnesium is present, that identification is called as qualitative analysis. What is quantitative analysis? How much quantity is present, that is 10 grams or 5 grams or 7 grams, like that. Estimation of amount is called as quantitative analysis. Identification method is called as qualitative analysis. What is present? What is present? Okay. So what is present in hemoglobin? Okay. So which transition metal is present? Iron. Okay. So that corresponding tests are called as qualitative analysis. What is present? Okay. Remember this. So qualitative analysis. So to identify the basic radicals in the color compound, we should use this borax bead test. It is a action of heat with flame. Okay. Let's see the corresponding equation here. Here, regarding this, here we consider borax hydrated borax glass, that is decahydrated form, Na2B4O7 10H2O. It is undergoes heating. Delta symbol means here heating. So it consists 10 moles of water, am I right? When we undergoes heating, it easily loses this water molecule by the heating, am I right? It loses the 10 moles of water molecule. It gives borax Na2B4O7. Okay, Na2B4O7. It is strongly heating at 740 degrees. So by the loss of water molecule, it is swelling. Okay, by the loss of water molecule, this molecule is swelling up. Okay, so now it is strongly heated at 740 degrees Celsius, nearly high temperature. Okay, so now it gives sodium metaborate and boric anhydride. Okay, so what it is? Boric anhydride, sodium metaborate, sodium metaborate, and what about this one? Boric anhydride, you know very well. Okay, sodium metaborate. Okay. In the second step, this is taken as step 1 here, this is taken as step 2. Okay. Now take that boric anhydride B2O3 and interact with metal oxides, for example cobalt oxide. What we call it is metal oxide. Okay. So it gives cobalt metaborate. Okay, cobalt metaborate. So which is clearly blue color bead. So why it gets blue color? Due to presence of cobalt. Okay, so this is called Borax bead test. Clear? So these are basic radical, also we call it is basic radical. By using this compound we go for flame test with flame. Okay, so it burns with blue in color. So that may we expecting that basic radical present in maybe cobalt. Okay, that is called qualitative analysis. So very important also this one. So metaborate shows the colors. Okay, depends on transition elements. Cobalt is a D block element here. We will discuss in second year also. Okay, just remember it. And note here important point, that is okay. These all are transition metals or D block metals. Remember this, D block metals. So when chromium is present in the Borax bead test, in the Borax bead test, in the metaborates like CO, BO2 taken twice. In that this metal may be, suppose chromium here, it is in green color flame. What we observed, green color glass we may be prepared. Okay. For iron also we can prepare green color. Okay. Here cobalt blue color, nickel brown color. Suppose copper is present, blue color. Okay. So remember this. So by the chromium it shows green, iron green, cobalt blue, and nickel brown, copper blue. Okay. Remember this. Students, again we will meet on tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. So write the notes properly. If you have any doubt, ask me through my WhatsApp group. Okay. Thank you very much.